Welcome to the super terrific, happy fun show. I'm your host, Benjamin. Alongside me is the Annunciator
Greetings.
and our musical director, Dom Jot DJ.
Play, Dom Jot, human.
Let's start the Evergreen Comedy question mark with our top 10 list from the Late Show archive. Top 10 things Dave prays to God won't happen in 1988. This is from, well, I'm afraid to even say that date. It has a trigger warning.
You talk and you talk, but you have no gramba.
Oh, I got plenty of gramba, DJ. Okay, January 6, 1988. There you go. January 6. I said it. Let's go. Get the comedy going. Top 10 things Dave prays to God won't happen in 1988. Number 10, UN declares International Year of the VJ. What's downtown Julie Brown up to these days? I mean, are VJs still a thing on MTV?
Not really.
Well, who introduces all the music videos they play?
Play, Dom Jot, human.
A music channel that doesn't play music? Okay. Number 9, Nabisco introduces Hair Newtons. Number 8, guests take me up on the offer to come back anytime. If there was one guest, I'm certain Dave never wanted back, had to be Crispin Glover. What a strange individual. You just knew when he was kicking at Dave's head, he was never coming back. Number 7, Brock Gumbel joins the carpool. Oh yeah, classic NBC, edgy Letterman doing whatever he could to get under Gumbel's skin.
My name is Lawrence Grossman, the president of NBC News. This primetime program was my idea, and I'm not wearing pants. I have removed my pants.
Number 6, fans find out I'm voice of Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs Bird. Number 5, Peter Uberroth. Peter Uberroth.
Here he goes. The never-ending battle with speaking.
Peter Uberroth allows Tommy Lasorda to manage nude. Just remember, this is being read by an idiot. Number 4, National Guard units start taking orders from Buck Owens. I don't know what that means. I try to find some context for this one. I don't know what Buck Owens was doing in 1987 or to start 1988, that Dave was praying to God he would not be giving orders to the National Guard. I just remember Buck Owens when he was picking and grinning on Hee Haw. Number 3, copy turns up of an old movie, Cockpit Sex Fest. Well, that's a tongue twister. Cockpit Sex Fest. Okay. Enunciator, you meant to start doing this.
No.
Number 2, Leonard, Part 7, which I did dig up some context for this one. Think back to the late 80s. Who was on top of the entertainment business? Bill Cosby, along with being on top of a few other things. Thank you, DJ. Well, in 1987, he starred in a movie called Leonard Part 6, a spy parody. He just didn't star in it. He wrote it, he produced it, and it bombed. Some have gone as far as to say it's the worst film ever made. And finally, the number one thing Dave prays to God will not happen in 1988. Venus slips out of orbit, scrapes Earth, I have to replace gutters. Top 10 list from January 7th, 1988. Top 10 things that are hot in the Soviet Union. Talk about a present day hot button issue. In 1988, we were a few years away from the Soviet Union dissolving. However, some believe they're trying to make a comeback. Enunciator, would you like to weigh in on the Russian-Ukraine situation?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Top 10 things that are hot in the Soviet Union. Number 10, Yankee rocker Bert Convy. I don't know if this is a typo from the site where I pulled this information, or was it actually broadcasted as such. I could not find a link to Bert Convy, Convey, but I did find a Bert Convy, which everybody knows, Convy, the actor, singer, hosted a bunch of game shows.
She believes in me.
So you did fine. What happened? The one that you came a cropper on.
I'm assuming that's who the joke was aimed at. Number 9, Wet Babushka Contest. I was not familiar with the word babushka.
Really?
I'm not a very smart man. You may say I'm an idiot.
You have no gramba.
DJ agrees with that assessment. I went to the dictionary. Babushka, usually a triangularly folded kerchief for their head, or grandmother or elderly Russian woman, which seems clear that's the joke. Wet elderly woman contest. Does it make it funnier when I explain the joke?
No.
Number 8, Turnips, Cajun style.
Play, Tom Jut, human.
You're right, that actually does sound good. Number 7, making smart comebacks to uniformed officers in your head. With the number of speeding tickets Dave got over the years, do you think that's more about him and dealing with uniformed officers? Number 6, smuggling out long distance dedications to Casey Kasem. I'm Casey Kasem. This long distance dedication comes to us all the way from the Volgograd, formerly Stalingrad, renamed after the Russians realized Stalin wasn't a very nice guy. How was that impression, enunciator?
I'm this close to pulling my own batteries.
Did you know that Casey Kasem was the voice of Shaggy?
Everybody knows that. Move on to the next joke, you Igmo.
Number 5, catchphrase, workers of the world are not going to pay a lot for this muffler. If you don't recall, Meineke ran these ads during the 80s.
Don't have to worry about the price.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muff.
And apparently it struck a chord with someone in the writer's room because this is not the last time you'll see that particular type of joke. Number 4, claiming you once drove a cab in New York City. Number 3, souvenir swatches of Tom Brokaw's sheets. I love Dana Carvey's impression of Brokaw.
Tragedy today as former President Gerald Ford was eaten by wolves.
Number 2, having them page really dirty names over labor camp loudspeaker. And finally, top 10 things that are hot in the Soviet Union. Number 1, doing the wave at the Bolshoi. From January 8th, 1988, Elvis Presley's top 10 household item. Enunciator?
Yes.
You know, January 8th was the king of rock and roll's birthday, so this was topical at the time. Also, in 1988, the king had only been dead for 11 years. Now we're going on what, 47 years since he passed? Good grief. If you never watched Elvis sing an American Trilogy live from Honolulu in 1973, after this video, go look it up on YouTube. Trust me on this, you will not be disappointed. It is a fantastic performance by Elvis. So here we go. Elvis Presley's top 10 household items. Number 10, a little club soda will get food stains out of satin capes. The king loved his capes. Kind of wish cape wearing would make a comeback, you know?
That man he's with, is he wearing a cape?
Number 9, bargain metal polishes may discolor solid gold piano. I'm assuming the solid gold piano is still on display at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa Bay. What about his gold Cadillac? What happened to it?
Play, Tom Jut, human.
Which one? How many did he have?
Several.
Play, Tom Jut, human.
So the 1960 Cadillac is in the Nashville Country Music Hall of Fame. Okay, nice. Number 8, use blow dryer to speed defrosting time on TV dinners. Number 7, a wad of gum will keep a medallion from sliding around on your chest. Certainly would not want that thing to get loose, bop you in the mouth. It could chip a tooth. So yeah, that might be a pretty good idea. Number 6, stubborn stain on auto upholstery, buy a new car. Number 5, jewel-encrusted belts make good emergency snow treads. The king had a wide variety of jewel-encrusted belts. I mean, could you wear any of these anywhere but on stage for a performance? Number 4, put Las Vegas souvenirs on mantle for museum effect. Number 3, out of hairspray, try Pam. I like that one. I'm going to stamp it as certified evergreen. Number 2, for a classy dessert, remove sticks from Eskimo pies before starving. And finally, Elvis Presley's top 10 household items. Number 1, a small handgun makes a TV remote control.
This show ain't no good.
From January 12th of 1988, the top 10 General Electric products in development. As you recall, during this time, NBC was owned by General Electric. Dave loved poking at them, or basically he loved poking at anyone in charge.
We bring good things to life. Thank you so much.
Does GE, they still own NBC?
No.
Play, Tom Jut, human.
Comcast, weren't they voted worst company in America back in like 2010? Top 10 General Electric products in development. Number 10, artificial appendix. Number 9, electric dreadlock detangler. Number 8, TV audio system that automatically adds an Italian accent. Hey, Mario, why are you not using your accent no more? How was that, enunciator?
Terrible.
You have no gramba.
Number 7, 3-speed back shaver. Number 6, secret beam that causes brains of Sylvania executives to balloon up until they burst. Number 5, telephone voice modulator that makes you sound like Alex Trebek.
So keep watching Jeopardy 24 hours a day. You dumb son of a bitch. You don't watch it 24 hours a day.
Number 4, TV screen that makes every Cosby kid look black. Oh boy, that's 1988 edgy. I'm not sure if you get away with that today, but number 3, new patio for Robert C. Wright's house. Need a context check on number 3. Robert C. Wright, known as Bob Wright, was the president and CEO of NBC from 1986 to 2001. Number 2, zombie monkeys who operate waffle iron. And finally, top 10 General Electric products in development. Number 1, the vibrating pocket buddy. From January 13th, 1988. Top 10 rejected themes for the Capades. Do they still have the Capades?
No.
Really?
Playtime Jack Human.
Went out of business in 1995. Man alive, I gotta get on that internet. I'm behind on everything. Top 10 rejected themes for the Capades. Number 10, Big Bird Gets Mites. Number 9, a fat Smurf hits on Dorothy Hamill. Yeah, that Dorothy Hamill. She was easy on the eyes.
Gramba.
Number 8, Eldridge Cleaver's Soul on Ice. Context check on number 8. Need a context check. Eldridge Cleaver was an American writer, political activist. Soul on Ice is a memoir and collection of essays originally written in Folsom State Prison in 1965 and published 3 years later in 1968. Can't really comedy that one up too much, so let's move on. Number 7, Torval and Dean fight over the guy who drives the Zamboni. Need a context check on number 7. Torval and Dean are English ice dancers and former British, European, Olympic, and world champions. At the Sarajevo 1984 Winter Olympics, just remember this is being read by an idiot, the pair won gold and became the highest scoring figure skaters of all time for a single program, receiving 12 perfect 6.0s and 6 5.9s, which included artistic impression scores of 6.0 from every judge. Torval and Dean were good, but were they ever as good as Dean and Company? Alabama, I'm speaking directly to you. Number 6, Squeaky Fromm, where are you? Yeah, can't really do anything with a member of the Charlie Manson cult.
You are... I'm the devil. No, I was dumber than that.
Number 5, Snoopy Stains the Ice. Okay, there we go. Now we got something. Number 4, March of the Not Very Masculine Ice Dancers. Number 3, Peggy Fleming and Ice Bitches Behind Bars. Context check on number 3. Peggy Fleming, an American figure skater and only American gold medalist for the 1968 Winter Olympics. Well done, Peggy. Yeah, and she's pretty easy on the eyes herself.
Gramba.
Number 2, thin costumes plus cold air equals entertainment for dad. Yeah. And finally, top 10 rejected themes for the Capades. Number 1, true ice fishing tragedies from Police Files. From January 14th, 1988, top 10 highlights of the Australian Bicentennial. Right up my alley. You know, Australia was a penal colony for the Brits.
Everybody knows that.
Congratulations to Jason Momoa. He was named GQ Australia's Man of the Year. But other Australians claim he should be disqualified because he's technically not a criminal.
Wait, what is that from the 1800s?
And I'm just saying, it's had some rough customers through the years. DJ, you would fit right in.
Playtime Jut.
Top 10 highlights of the Australian Bicentennial. Number 10, unveiling of world's largest beer can pyramid. Number 9, Prime Minister opens bottle of beer with eye. Yeah. Number 8, colossal 500-pound shrimp lowered on a custom-rigged volcano Barbie. Number 7, poet laureate manipulates beer belly to look like kangaroo pouch. You ever see those kangaroos in action, Enunciator? They can be vicious creatures. Number 6, live national telecast of drunken Qantas koala set loose in convenience store. Number 5, postage stamp issued honoring Now That's a Knife, scene in Crocodile Dundee.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Because it's one of my all-time favorite movies from the 80s, I'm going to certify that one Evergreen. Number 4, cultural minister shotgun 6-pack of Fosters while singing Waltzing Matilda. Number 3, school children give souvenir mugs of 3.2 beer. Does that mean like 3.2 ounces of beer? Need a context check on that one. 3.2 beer in the United States is considered low alcohol beer. It's either called 3-2 beer or 3.2 brew is beer that contains 3.2% alcohol by weight. See, I wasn't aware of that, but you come to these top 10 lists, you might learn a few things, or not. Number 2, nuclear missiles fired at Antarctica as climax of outdoors beerathon. And finally, top 10 highlights, the Australian Bicentennial. Number 1, Fiji's released naked in Outback, hunted for sport.
And no matter where I am in the city, I'm never more than 5 seconds away.
From January 19th, 1988, Campbell's top 10 least popular soups. As a kid, I believed any sickness could be remedied with a nice bowl of chicken noodle. That will cure everything that ails you.
Really?
Well, I wasn't a very smart kid.
You have no gramba.
Campbell's top 10 least popular soups. Number 10, cream of gristle. Number 9, tomato garagiola. Context check. I'm assuming this is a reference to Joe Garagiola, former Major League Baseball catcher and Hall of Fame broadcaster.
Pittsburgh, when we lost our 112 games that year. We had a little, we lost 13. It was a slow start. 13 out of 15 we lost, and then had that real bad slump.
He also guest hosted The Tonight Show a few times. Number 8, Old Fashioned, Grease, and Weasel. Number 7, Mink Bisque. Number 6, Turkey with Platform 8. Context check on 6. The Shell Gas Company, or the Shell Corporation, was really pushing gasoline with Platform 8 in the 1960s. Helped you get better gas mileage, and I believe it did. And Shell advertised this with several commercials.
One dark car is out of fuel. So are the other dark cars. Every car without Platform 8 has run out of fuel and is slowing to a stop.
However, it would come out later that all gasoline on the market at the time had Platform 8 in it. So everybody was getting the same gas mileage. So kind of misleading from Shell there to say their gas got the best gas mileage when everybody had the same ingredients in their gas. Number 5, tap water and lawn trimmings. Number 4, Turkish prison surprise.
Joey, have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
I'm going to certify that one as Evergreen. Number 3, Bryant gumbo. Number 2, sideburns and barley. And finally, Campbell's top 10 least popular soups. Number 1, Manhattan style Windex and shrimp. From January 20th, 1988. Top 10 questions science cannot answer. You know, science came up quite a bit a few years back. Remember the whole trust the science?
You mean trust them for the problem they created?
Play, dumb jut, human.
Yeah, anyway, let's move on. Top 10 questions science cannot answer. Number 10, which one's Kate? Which one's Allie? Number 9, how did Ed McMahon get my home address?
Johnny was going to leave, remember a couple of years ago? He was going to leave, they gave him Rhode Island, he stayed, you remember that? And Letterman was talked about in the paper he was going to take over the show. They said, when you take over the show, are you going to keep Ed on? He says, oh yeah, I keep him around to do the gardening.
Number 8, how can guys on the street sell real Rolexes for $10? Number 7, why don't the laws of physics inhibit the expansion of Paul Prudhomme? I'm going to certify that one Evergreen. Number 6, how can wrestling refs miss so many illegal holds? That's a good point. Always got their back turned when the heel is getting heat.
It's still real to me, damn it! I mean, thank you.
Number 5, how could the IRS be so dense about my church? Number 4, why do men achieve orgasm in a second while women never have them? That will never be answered. Number 3, why, if Mr. Ed could talk, he never complained about having to stand and straw soaked with his own urine?
Hello, I'm Mr. Ed.
Good point. I'm certifying that one Evergreen. That's 2 on this list. Number 2, how can 10 short items take an hour to read? And finally, top 10 questions science cannot answer. Number 1, what exactly was Jimmy the Greek bred for? From January 21st, 1988. Top 10 least popular attractions at Disney World. Nunciator, you ever been to Disney World?
No.
I went once and in the month of July. Orlando in July.
What's the weather like out there? It's hot. Damn hot. Real hot. Hotter than this is my shorts. I can cook things in it.
Here we go. Top 10 least popular attractions at Disney World. Number 10, the Raw Sewage Flume. Number 9, Oprah Mountain. This is 1988. This is when Oprah and Dave were still at odds. Not that love fest it turned into later on. Number 8, Moses Malone's Enchanted Laundry Hamper. Number 7, Parade of Short Actors in Stifling Animal Suits. Number 6, Peg Leg Pete's Prison Shower Room. Number 5, Muggy Land. That one's spot on.
Fool, it's hot. I told you again. Were you born on the sun? It's damn hot.
Number 4, Hall of Vice Presidents. Number 3, Walt's Walk-In Freezer and Crypt.
We call the evil gene. Hitler had it. Walt Disney had it.
Number 2, Turn the Hose on Lady and the Tramp. I'm going to certify that one Evergreen. And finally, top 10 least popular attractions at Disney World. Number 1, Peter Pan's All-Male Cinema. From February 2nd, 1988, top 10 excuses by the Denver Broncos. There was a time when the Broncos couldn't win a Super Bowl.
Play, Tom Jut, human.
You're right, DJ. They weren't even competitive in Super Bowls.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
This was the heyday of the NFC, where just about anyone the FC sent to the Super Bowl got blown out.
When does the comedy begin?
What do you mean? Some say the comedy never stops.
You talk and you talk, but you have no gramba.
Here we go. Top 10 excuses by the Denver Broncos. Number 10, pregame shoe mix-up with the Rockettes. Number 9, depressing halftime pep talk by Larry Holmes. Context for number 9, Larry Holmes came out of retirement to face Mike Tyson. Probably not a very smart move during this time because this was the heyday of Mike Tyson. This was on January 22nd of 1988. Tyson knocked him out in the 4th round. This was the only time Holmes was ever knocked out.
Play, Tom Jut, human.
No, it's not a sports show. I just want to lay the foundation for the joke. I want to be both entertaining and informative.
You are neither.
Number 8, wanted to keep uniforms clean for post-game photo. Number 7, weak with laughter from humorous banners in the stands. Number 6, show off John Elway called plays in French. Number 5, secure enough in our manhood to play gently. Number 4, worried sick about this George Bush Dan Rather tiff.
It's not fair to judge my whole career by a rehash on Iran. How would you like if I judged your career by those 7 minutes when you walked off the set in New York? Do you like that?
Mr.
I have
Vice
respect
President,
for you, but I don't have respect for what you're doing here tonight.
Number 3, entire team giddy with anticipation of late night's 6th anniversary special on NBC Thursday, February 4th at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central.
put this all in perspective. This was an ad we had for our last 90-minute special. Not too bad, you're saying to yourself. Pretty darn impressive, huh? Remember, the Today Show comes on at dawn. They show cartoons. Take a look at this ad. Unbelievable, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? It's the size of a beach towel.
Number 2, wanted to beat the traffic. And finally, top 10 excuses by the Denver Broncos. Number 1, Coach ill-chosen battle cry of "Let's win one" for the late Roy Cohen. And that would do it for this super terrific Happy Fun Show, Evergreen Comedy, ? From all of us here at Jam and 80s. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next show.